feels responsive, it feels dynamic. If this is the future of hybridization, electrification for Honda, it's an exciting one. And depending on which model you go for, depends on which infotainment you get. And you can put apps on it, you can Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, settings, you can see hybridization, blah 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 blah. Lots and lots of cool things. Pulling off in electric. Joining motorways isn't a problem, is it?
Not at all.
It's not just Honda sensing they've tweaked either. They've done clever things like move the mirrors so they eliminate blind spots. That's an interesting to see on the M6, isn't it? We've been on the motorway,
Not long.
say 17 minutes. And
Ta-da!
yeah.
At least we're moving. It's slow moving, but it is moving.
Yeah, but we're only just past Lancaster South. 151 miles to go. So it's going to be close to 400 miles, but knowing us, we'll probably do about 100 miles in just randomness, won't we?
Yeah.
Should still give us a taste of what's going on with this. I mean, already you can tell they've tweaked certain things. For example, the adaptive cruise, it's more responsive than it was, and it didn't seem bad then. It seems to put its power down more. I know it's got a few new chips, which I assume they must process certain elements of road recognition or vehicle behavior. When I was reading it, I was just like, wow, we've dropped into EV mode as well. So I'm going to have a look through the fuel computer, and then you can just literally scroll through with the wheel on the wheel. So I've got safety support, seat belts, driver attention, tells you when you want a coffee. Well, when you need a coffee more so. So I can see that we've got road sign recognition, the readout of the road in front. Currently we're getting 42.5 to the gallon. 291
Is your
miles
habit?
of range. Thing is, this will be super economy travelling like this, because it'll be using mostly electric, and then it will charge up when we're doing higher speeds. What it will try and do is use the petrol engine more and then charge itself and then transfer to hybrid to eke out the economy. It's also got far higher pressures as well involved in the engine, so it uses teensy little bits of fuel. Lots of rotaries, including one on the infotainment screen. We know what happened when Honda removed those last time.
Yes, the populace of Honda owners were not happy, were they?
they were not
happy, no.
But look at them, there's loads. Yes. Drive shift, really simple. Park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then just literally, if you want reverse, it is counterintuitive because the R's there and you push it back. My first thought was, you've got 4 driving modes: individual, eco, normal, and sport. Not necessarily in that order. The car can pretty much do everything itself. For a start, you don't have like an EV button. But the interesting thing is, you could be doing 65-70 and it'll just drop into EV mode.
And that is a strange sensation, isn't it?
Well, all of a sudden you just look down and think,
oh.
I mean, I do remember, what was it, the BMW i8, when we had that on test a few years ago now, that would do, I think it was at 88 miles an hour in electric, and that was a strange sensation. Amazing, but strange. But that's it. Now passenger cars, family cars, SUVs, etc., all caught up with that technology that was very leading at the time, wasn't it? It was a lead, not to read. Cluster, nice and straightforward. Speedo on the right, and I think it's a screen, isn't it, as opposed to an actual analog clock. The Civic's been out since something like, was it? Well, it's had a 50th anniversary, isn't it?
Yeah.
So is that 80?
No, it'll be 62.
72. It's not 62.
No,
it's
72.
60 years.
72.
Yeah.
God.
The Civic's been out 72. Mind you, it's one of the cars that was featured in Police Academy, wasn't it? Rip out the seats, sit in the back. Because I know that Honda Heritage have got one of those in bright yellow that we saw at Goodwood a couple of years ago. The Civic is like an institution, and it was seen as, I think it was the car for the world or the people's car for the world. I think that was literally Honda's motto. Travelling at 70 miles an hour, it's nice and refined in the cabin, especially on, say, a surface like this. Very little tyre noise, even on 40 profile tyres. As for wind noise, no, nothing to speak of. Even with the Elegance, you have an 8-speaker system. If you go for the Advance, well, then you get a 12-speaker system. Essentially, Honda and Bose have got together and then tailored it for the best sound possible for the car. On a fair number of motors, when you add a hybrid powertrain, it compromises interior space, whereas with this, it doesn't at all. Ooh, soft touches galore. Lovely steering wheel. Also, it's not too small. A lot of steering wheels now have got really... Wow, this lane's coming to an end as well. Child safety, look, jacket potatoes on the back of the Arnold Clark van. Just a bit of a bump, luckily. 43.3 to the gallon. So it is slowly going up. I reckon it'll be closer to 60 by the time that... Well, if I can hold it down. I mean, if I can get 50, I'll be happy with that, to be honest. But no, the powertrain's working remarkably well. When they say it's seamless, it is. You can't tell when it's switching modes. You just can't. There's not a jerk or anything. Also, there's supposed to be less vibration. Not that I noticed it in the previous gen. You don't see many C1s looking like that. It's not just more engaging or dynamic, it's also more planted. For example, it's a longer car, but they've made the overhang at the rear shorter and they've widened it. So it feels, I suppose in their words, well planted. And it does. Well, our first stop. Knutsford South. Recharge a lot of cars here. On the keyless entry, so you just run your finger across it. It's a very good looking car. I was speaking before about how it's not as raw as, say, a Type R, which it's not going to be. You get comfortable suspension, so when you corner it, it does dip a bit. It's not what you call body roll, but it is enough movement to give it... Well, it's comfortable for driver and passenger, isn't it?
It is indeed.
The economy started changing, now we're down to about 50 miles an hour. So we're already at 44.4 on A roads. This is going to be very economical. We're now in EV mode, actually travelling at 51. Because I'm just feathering in the accelerator, it's not kicking the engine in either. Well, at least it's not our side. We've got brakes on this too. 44.9. That's interesting. We were travelling at 52, and then through there we were travelling at, say, 70 odd. And it's gone up. So the economy is increasing, even though we're up to motorway speeds. So that means the sorcery they've done with the powertrain seems to work. When you've got nothing in front of you, you can feel it coast and coast and coast. So I'm trying to weigh up if it detects the car. So if I get further and further back, the regen will get lighter and lighter. So it can coast and coast.
Sorry.
Coast. Yeah, and I can feel it. So what I am thinking it's doing is, the closer you get to the vehicle in front, then it weightens up the coasting and essentially brakes for you. Apologies for the sun, but it's nice to see it. This is my first proper test with the adaptive cruise. The previous one would slow down and then take ages to accelerate again, whereas this detects it quicker and then puts its foot down, especially at motorway speeds. But it doesn't do it in a way where it just guns it like other models. I suppose it's less invasive. It doesn't just pin you in the seat, it just gets up to speed at a decent rate. As far as I can tell, what they've done is literally tweaked little aspects of the vehicle. But all those mini tweaks have transformed it.
It does drop into electric mode when it can, doesn't it? And it's just done it now, hasn't it?
I was going to say we're travelling at, according to Waze, 72 on the cluster. And it's just, oh, interesting. Because we're slowing down for the van, it has actually used a hybrid powertrain to slow down as opposed to the EV, because it saw a chance to recharge. No, it's one of the best that we've used, isn't it? Even on the earlier gen, if you remember, it can corner, say, a motorway change, so a 90-degree sweeping bend. It will corner all the way around it without your hands on the wheel if you let it. we've seen that with Honda Civic before, but the fact that they've advanced it, tweaked bits and added new technologies. I mean, it's got lane keep assist, AEB, collision mitigation,
blind spot detection.
Say you're going to indicate in and there's a car behind you and you think you've got enough space, the likelihood is it will give you a bit of a beep 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 and you'll see that flash, and it is nice and clear.
I know Ben's mentioned a few things about it, but I too especially do like this design feature here. It's kind of what I would have expected in the FK8. It's quite sporty.
Yeah, it is.
It's quite a natty design. I like it. And these like little switch gears for the vents.
You mean manual transmission, don't you?
Hmm?
Look,
Yes.
How was the pun? The left hooker style, like doing this kind of thing, which, yeah. No, I can't do it.
So we've got lots of creature comfort. So we've got heated seats here. We're in the Sport, but if we were in the Advance, we would also have a heated steering wheel. We've got wireless charging pad. The cup holders are a nice size, but we've also got a decent sized door pocket and a nice padded armrest. The tactile, it does feel rather nice. There's also lots of soft touches here and here.
Ah, we're seeing one of those rather soon, won't we?
Well, the new one we will be, yay!
The new hybrid.
Special favourites is the fact that you can adjust the seatbelt height in both the front seats. Being the duck that I am, that makes a real difference to the comfort for me. So you've got a lot of space here. So for long journeys, it makes it a really comfortable ride. And the suspension is doing an excellent job of eating up the miles and the potholes and the bumpy roads. Well supported. The seats hold you really well.
They do.
They're not overly buckety like you'd find in the FK8, but they're really comfortable.
There's also a new addition in the front that allows for I think it's a child seat, and it makes it super safe and super stable.
Oh, that's a really good addition.
I know, the best bet is to check out Honda's website and you'll see exactly what they've done to make this car. Economy, 45.7 to the gallon, travelling at just over motorway speeds.
Brilliant. Just gets better and better, this, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does say it pulls 0 to 60 in 7.9, and to be honest, it feels far quicker. It's totally different. It's not what I expected at all. That's the thing with CVTs and e-CVTs. I mean, they are evolving at an astounding rate. You still don't quite know what you're going to get. And if you floor it, yes, it will make a bit of a noise. But to be honest, I think it's far louder in other cars. That is pretty large.
Yes.
So you can see the bar there on the left hand side, it's heading towards 25. If I back straight off, then it's regenning in that green section. Certainly got a bit darker, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's all good. We've got automatic lights, high beam assist. There's also some new technology in the lights. Let's engage Sport. That's economy, that's not going to help. There we go. You can see a little symbol in here with a wheel. The limit.
That was 6.
Yeah.
6 seconds.
What the heck's that when it's at home?
I don't know because I actually heard it this time.
Yeah. I think it means you've just G'd them out. Congratulations.
Very Mario.
Plus we're using professional mics as well. So it's not what you call a representation of what it sounds like, is it?
No.
Best bet is to go out and drive one, to be honest. So you can kind of just swerve at higher speeds and it just maintains its composure. It handles exceptionally well. So you can throw it into corners.
So it's chuckable.
Yeah, it's chuckable.
It just means, I don't know, we've said it before, it ticks all the boxes, doesn't it?
It does.
But just when you don't think that a Honda Civic can get any better, they turn around and do some sorcery, and it does.
Yeah, and it's kept running into EV mode, so our fuel's not actually depleting either. Even at say 65, if I flip the throttle, we're at 70. But the fact that you've got power consistently through the rev range, excellent. I'm having a real job trying to find something I dislike or something that's cheap. You'll have to give me a moment on that one. Decent back windows, a great visibility there. Same with the front windscreen. Also, if you've noticed, the side windows, they're pretty large. Not compromise driver or passenger experience. We came down here in Dorothy.
Oh, of course, for Silverstone we did, yes. But it was in the daytime.
Very nice. Must be around here.
Yeah, there's a sign here.
Is it?
Yes.
There we go. Very cool. Okay. Looks rather nice. Peer in the door. Ooh. That's a lot of S-crosses. Well, there you have it. Mallory Court and the Suzuki adventure over. So we're just about to head up back home.
And away we go.
Indeed.
Thank you, Mallory Court.
173 miles to go. I'm getting 45.9 to the gallon, and according to this, we've got 125 miles of range. What I have noticed is, especially in eco mode,
turn right.
you don't really need to accelerate very much. You can just back off and it'll just coast and coast and coast. Yeah. Appleby Horse Fair convoy. Well, kind of. Wrong end of the country though. Ah, Lay Brothers. Poultry and hens.
Gosh, I've never seen it this full. Not even on that bank holiday when they were repairing the bridge was it this bad.
Heavy rain, winds, and yeah, all that. The interesting thing is, it's not affected the driving, so we're still feeling well planted, aren't we? We're not blowing around either.
No.
Because of the lane keep assist. And,
It's very refined in here.
yeah, getting down with my tunes. 50.5. Wow. The previous gen. Fantastic car. Fantastic car. Very impressed so far. Getting rather tired now though. Been a bit of a hectic day. Quick look round the cabin. And some amazing design language. So you've got your driving modes, electronic handbrake, and brake hold. Estimated time of arrival is in an hour and 32 minutes. Who knows? I mean, you've got the reliability of a new. Well, that just demonstrates how tired Annabelle is. She literally fell asleep whilst recording me, didn't you, dear?
No.
The Civic Type S this time. Drive it in either normal or economy, because normal seems to be pretty good. And just don't floor it everywhere. Let it coast as much as possible. I mean, you kick down and it just launches. But that's the benefits, like we mentioned, of having a 2-litre petrol engine and 2 electric motors. You know, it can pull. Lovely little Fiat 124. We've been sat in these seats close to 4 hours and we're still both comfortable. No aches, no pains. And I think the fabric looks awesome. One thing that has been increased on the Civic is the fact that the cameras have low level light, so they detect pedestrian, cyclist, animals in like dusk. Ah, Civic. It's very good. I mean, I always say it. Oh, yeah, this is the best Civic, and you know, this will never be beaten. And this is better than the previous gen. Mind you, that's what it's all about.